Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Somnath. Hi, Snigdha. Hi, Shika. Hi, Hanmantrao. Hello, everybody. Somnath, is it audible?
Yes, ma'am, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
And ma'am, I request everyone to switch on their cameras for better interaction.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Good afternoon, Hanmantrao. So I would request everyone to please turn on your
Good
video so
afternoon,
that we can.
ma'am.
Good afternoon, Shelly. How are you? After so long time, we are meeting
हाँ
again.
मैं बहुत दिन बाद देखा, बहुत मिस कर रही थी आपको, बहुत ज्यादा।
Thank you so much. मैं भी आप लोगों को वेट कर रही हूँ कब आ रहे हैं देख के.
बस मैम आप जब बुला लो तैयार बैठे हैं।
Wow, good, good.
आप कैसे हैं मैम?
मैं ठीक हूँ, सब कुछ बिंदास.
गुड गुड।
Hi Jahnavi, hi Abira, hi Rekha. Please kindly I request you all of you please kindly switch on your videos so that it will be very helpful for each of us. And let's have a small introduction so that it will be helpful for each one of us to communicate between and as well as we can get to know each other. Thank you, Hanmantra.
Yeah, hello. Hello, ma'am.
Hi Abira. Hi
Yeah,
Abira, how are you?
actually, it would be nice if I would turn on my video, but the net will be going off somewhere, something, every time it is a problem. So I might get off the connection, ma'am. If it is possible somewhere, I can on the video. It will be okay,
Sure,
ma'am?
sure.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
problem. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
eager
Hi Rekha.
to, yeah.
Thank you so much. Hi Rekha. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for turning on your videos. So your mic is on mute.
Hi,
Hi Rekha. So how you are
how are
doing?
you? All
I'm
good,
doing good.
all
How are
good.
you? All good. Great.
All,
So let
I'm
me know
also
from
good.
which places are you all? So what is your background? From where you are working? What is your profession?
Ma'am, I am in Muscat right now, and I am a
Okay.
homemaker. Earlier I was a teacher when we were in India, but from last 3 years I am at home only.
Wow.
That's
No
it.
problem. Yeah. Great. All right. Hanmantra, what about you?
Yeah, I am from Jamshedpur, Jharkhand, and I
Uh-huh.
am a certified financial planner. I am
You are
doing
certified?
financial planner, CFP.
Okay.
So I
Mm-hmm.
help customers to achieve their financial dreams.
Okay, great. Good to hear. Good to meet you, all of you. So, Abira, and I don't know, Asta,
Yes,
Sweta.
yes, ma'am.
So, yeah.
Yeah, for introduction, I mean, I just happened to do some career counseling and then, but I don't have any background with psychological or any studies, but I'm into content writer mostly. So from that,
Okay,
I had connected to this. Okay.
great.
Mainly, I'm a content and medical writer. So
Mm-hmm.
from there, I had got some connections. Just let me try once, put on my video.
All
Yeah.
right.
So then I got
Thank you.
interested, and
Mm-hmm.
now, yeah, I'm very keen to hear to all this so that I can gain some knowledge. While writing, I wanted to because I was in a halfway knowledge. I had to study something and write down, and then I got interested. So fine,
Right.
yeah,
Okay, good to see you, Abira. Welcome to the session. So I
Yes,
request
ma'am.
everyone, please turn on your videos so that it will be very helpful. It's not helpful. I can say it's very colorful.
Yes. I'll just try
It
out.
will,
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Also,
it will be
we want to
very,
take a screenshot with all the participants, so it will be also better for us.
Okay.
especially the screen would be colorful. It will be good to see for our eyes, right? If you're turning on your videos, the screen will be black and the session will be boring. If all the videos are on, then it will be, we feel a little bit good, a lot of energetic, everything will be there. We will have fun. So I request everyone turn on your
Yeah.
videos. Hi,
Yes, ma'am.
Avira.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Aishwarya. Hi, Swati. Hi, Jahnavi. I don't know who is this Vivo.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Aishwarya. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, ma'am? Long
I'm good.
time.
Yeah, after a so long time. Hi, Jahnavi. Hi, Snigdha. Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So thank you so much for turning on your videos, and it will be appreciated if others also turn on your videos. And all of you, very good afternoon and welcome to the session. Right. Can
Good
we go
afternoon,
ahead?
ma'am.
Good afternoon, Manjo. Somnath, can we start the session?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, I just want to tell all of you that we are discussing today about NLP, a short introduction about NLP. But don't worry, it's not about anybody can learn NLP. Not only the psychological background, from any profession, from any background, NLP can be learned, right? So put this in your mind so that it will be easy for you people to understand first. Then we can have a fun, right? Yeah, great. Just give me a second. All right. So can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, okay. When you see this picture, what do you understand about NLP? No right or wrong answer. Don't worry. Just tell me whatever it comes to your mind. What is your first thought when you see this picture?
Like lots of things going in mind.
Mm-hmm. Lots of things going in mind. Great. Okay.
Tangled thoughts.
Anger, thoughts, right? That's what you said, Aishwarya. All right.
I'm tangled. Tangled thoughts.
Tangled. Okay. Okay. Got it. Tangled thoughts. All right. Then what else?
Can I say no?
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah. Actually, seeing this, I'm just having a note that when we practice language, I bit of thing I like new languages to learn of India
Mm-hmm.
also. So that
Mm-hmm.
place where it is actually active, like those areas that I'm interested in. Seeing this, I am thinking that I can learn more from this. That where actually it gets to, I mean, in the brain where it is active when we learn language.
Right. Absolutely. Good. Good understanding. So
Thank
see,
you.
everybody has everybody has a different meaning after seeing this picture, right? No worries. Tell me more. The others also. Do involve. No problem. Whatever it is. Shaili, Shweta.
मैम ये ब्रेन है, ब्रेन के
Mm-hmm.
कुछ पार्ट हैं अलग अलग, और
Mm-hmm.
इस ब्रेन के अलग अलग पार्ट के अलग अलग फंक्शंस हैं, और
Mm-hmm.
किस फंक्शन में क्या होगा और उस फंक्शन को हमें कैसे मॉडिफाई करना है, कैसे चेंज करना है, ये हम एनएलपी में सीखेंगे।
Right. True. Thank you, Shaili. Right. So see, everybody has a different answer. There is no right answer, wrong answer, right? So that is what NLP teaches you, right? So once after seeing this picture, we understand, right? Our own thinking, our own perceptions depending on our learning experiences or the way we think, the way we see, right? We have everybody has a different meaning. So in the NLP, we will learn, right? We will learn all these concepts. How do you train your brain? Or how do you train your language so that you can change your behavior pattern, which is so that you can change your problem, right? So NLP teaches everything. If I see, so let me tell my opinion too. When I have seen this picture first, so I have seen there are multiple parts of brain here. So there is some functioning of the brain. So that's what I have understood, right? So everybody has a different meaning. So in NLP, everybody has a different kind of definitions of NLP. There is no particular definition for NLP. So it defines others' view. So we can learn NLP to change the behavior pattern, as well as how do we communicate with ourselves as well as with other people, right? That's about NLP. So if through this picture, I think you got a little bit of idea what is NLP. Can we go ahead? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, so as we know, NLP, what is NLP? Neuro-linguistic program, right? So in the neuro-linguistic program, the first part of is neuro, which says about the physiology of neurology, right? So it is related between brain as well as nervous system. So how do these information are being gathered through our five senses from the external environment? It can be through the people, it can be from the situation, it can be from the environmental conditions, whatever it is. Our all five senses take the information, and that information is carried through our nervous system. And through that nervous system, we develop an understanding, we convert into a meaning. So that happens to the neuro, right? That is that is first part of the NLP. Then how does it happens? So if you see the learning process, I'm not sure about everyone, but if you see the learning process, when you study the book, right? When you are seeing this same content n number of times, will you remember the information or will you forget the information?
Remember it.
We will
Remember.
remember it, right? Then how does it happen? So if you see here, there are a lot of nerves here, right? The information is carried depending on the information whatever we are taking, right? The information is carried to the through each of the nerve, right? If it is carried n number of times, it can be your language, it can be the images, it can be the sounds, or it can be the smell or taste, anything. Whatever the information you are carrying through your nerves, if it is carried through the multiple times, then it becomes stronger and it becomes a bigger in size. So that is the function of neuro, right? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes.
All right. And next we are talking about linguistic. Linguistic is always about language. How do we express, how do we use our communication? What kind of words we use? What kind of tone we use while we are talking to ourselves as well as while we are talking to others? So how do we express? So that's the reason we call linguistic as an expressing physiology. So how do we express our language, either to ourselves or either to others? So how does it happen? When you are carrying that information through your five senses to your brain, what kind of language are you developing in your brain? Right? That is linguistic. So what kind of language? So when you are, let's take an example. Um, when we are angry, right? What kind of words we use?
Negative.
Negative, right? Or else what kind of tone we maintain?
Harsh.
High. High. High.
aggressive,
High,
aggressive.
aggressive. So there are different kind of tones, right? Different kind of languages. I mean, different kind of words we use at that moment. For example, we are so calm and somebody else is getting angry on us and they are shouting on us. We are so calm. We are not having any negativity in our mind, right? Someone is anger on us. They are using a high pitch while talking to us. Will you get angry or will you not get angry? What will
Then
happen?
obviously we will get angry, because
Why?
if that person is scolding or angry, getting angry on us without any reason, then obviously we'll also get angry.
Right. So forget about the reason, but if the other persons are using a high tone or a high pitch on us, obviously we get reacted, right? So in the linguistic program, even your words, your tone, your facial, everything matters. What kind of language do we use to ourselves as well as talking while talking to the others? That is about linguistic, right? And about programming. So when all the information has, so this is called as mechanism, learning mechanism. So the information, whatever you have learned and the language you have used to yourself, so that will help you to develop an habit. That means you will start, your brain starts programming what kind of behavior you should develop, or what kind of memories, what kind of maps, what kind of state of mind, how do you organize. All these are programmed in the neurolinguistic, in this programming function. So, and this happens only through your learning experiences, through the memories, whatever the storage you have from your childhood, right? Depending on your experiences. So that is neurolinguistic program. So it is all about your perception, the information you take from all your five senses, right? And then how do you communicate to yourself? And then how do you develop a create a programming to enhance your behavior? So that is NLP. So from these three definitions, let me know your opinion. What will you learn from NLP? Now tell me what is NLP then. Instead of what will you learn, tell me what is NLP now.
How we change our behavior in worst
Mhm.
case. I think मतलब कि विपरीत परिस्थिति में अपने आप को हम कैसे मेंटेन कर सके. जैसे आपने एग्जांपल दिया था ना कि कोई आपके ऊपर चिल्ला रहा है, तो अगर हम भी
Right,
चिल्लाएंगे तो कहीं ना कहीं हम अपने कंट्रोल में नहीं, उस पैटर्न को
right.
कैसे चेंज कर सकते हैं.
कैसे इन्वॉल्व कर सकते हैं, हम लोग कैसे चेंज कर सकते हैं, राइट?
Yes.
ओके, राइट.
Basically what I have understood, based on the external environment, how do we perceive it, and if the environment is not as per our expectation, like we are very calm and the other person, the environment, it's very harsh, basically it's not like us, then how we can control our neurons to basically modify our language, so that we should have control on our language. So NLP basically help us to modify our language pattern.
Right. How do you modify your language pattern? Great. So I got two definitions from the team. Let me know some more definitions from other people too.
Ma'am, can it be like this? What to my understanding, it's very less actually regarding this, but like neuro programming is not everything. In my perception, it's not voluntary. I think it's somewhat, some part is involuntary. So if we go with this programming, might be a behavioral pattern will automatically respond to this programming, and then it can in the time, I mean, where while the programming is going, suppose we have something to suppress and something to modify, that can come in. Is that right? I actually I'm
Right.
not yeah.
That's
I
what I
just
said.
tried.
And NLP doesn't have any definitions, any clear
Yeah.
definitions.
Okay.
How
Okay.
do you take it the information? This only simple language. It's all about the language. So what
Okay.
kind of language do you take, and how do you observe, and what kind of programming you will do with your brain? So that means you will get a train to your. So you will be the master for yourself. So how do you master yourself, or how do you master the other people? So here you will learn to train yourself as well as to train other people. How can they can change their behavior? So in this neuralistic program, the three main things are very important. It's here the five senses, right? The mind and the language. How do we program the language? So all these three things plays a very major role, right? And now, what exactly the NLP is? So here, as per Richard Bandler, he said one thing: NLP is an attitude. NLP is an attitude, a methodology that leaves behind a trail of techniques. So NLP is an attitude, a methodology that leaves behind a trail of techniques, right? So here, if we talk about attitude, so what kind of or what set of attitude do you think that will helpful to create a change?
Positive,
Pardon, Hanmantra?
positive attitude.
Positive attitude. Great. Yes. What else?
Assertiveness.
Mm-hmm. Right. True.
An attitude of observation, observing yourself and others.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Observing.
Okay. And to control
can-
ourselves if needed.
Yes. Control of yourself. Okay. Let's do a small practical here. So that you will understand what kind of attitude do we require, right? So let's do this example. When you see these two images, the first image, what are you seeing? Don't think much. Immediately after seeing the image, what is the picture you got it?
An
Old,
old woman
old
and an
guys.
old man.
Old guys.
Okay.
Ma'am, two person. One
A
is
person,
using
yeah,
guitar, and
one
there is a
person is
lady
holding a
also
guitar and other one
holding
is
the guitar.
just listening to that person. So
Right.
many images are basically to old person are also there.
मैम जब फिगर एंड ग्राउंड चेंज होता है तो इमेजेस चेंज हो जाती हैं. जब फिगर को कंसंट्रेट करते हैं तो ग्राउंड से इमेजेस आती हैं, और जब ग्राउंड को कंसंट्रेट करते हैं तो फिगर से इमेजेस आती हैं.
वो सारा एक सब्जेक्ट हो जाता है फिर आगे.
अब
तो यहाँ
Like
पे
black and white and color perception is there. And
yeah,
Isha's
right.
painting. Yeah.
Okay, what you are able to see in the second picture?
A flower vase and two faces. White two faces and one
yeah,
flower vase.
All
flower
right.
vase and two faces. Yes.
Second one
And
is
what
lady,
about the third? Uh-huh.
Third one, a
lady.
lady,
Playing
a lady
saxophone.
face.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, a
Lady
man is
or
saxophone,
Someone is
saxophone and a
man is
lady
also
image.
saxophone
And a
and a
lady
lady.
face behind.
Wow, then I should congratulate all the team whoever is participating over here. Because they have very good observation skills and a good energetic team, I think.
Thank
Right?
you.
So you people are awesome. In the first itself, you have given me all the definitions and the different images.
Thank
So
you,
I should
ma'am.
appreciate all of you. Right? Absolutely.
Thank
So
you.
when you see these pictures, what you are seeing, the first thing, there is something hidden here, right? That was your first thought. So you are searching what is the hidden part and what you have seen. So you are trying to find out those who doesn't have the knowledge of this perception, right? Those who have not studied about psychology, or don't who those who doesn't know the background part and everything. So when we see this picture, we generally see the two faces of an old people, right, facing each other. If we say there is something else, then we start thinking, digging, what is there, what is the other pictures. But everybody knew here in this entire team, there is something. We are showing this picture here, there's something to think, and you people started thinking, right? That is the kind of attitude we require in NLP. So it's NLP is a part of curiosity. So what is that curiosity? So you need to develop that curiosity and experimenting. So you have identified that two images. So that means you have a curiosity to see what are the other images too, right? So you are finding it. So once you find out, what should we do then? We have to experiment it. Unless until you don't experience it or experiment it, we never understand what's happening. So what is this curiosity mean here? So the curiosity here mean, let's think, tell me one of your own experiences in the childhood. From the childhood, for the very first time in your childhood, when you have seen something, you would have felt curiosity. What happens next? Can you connect any one example?
Ma'am, as such, I do not have any experience, but yes, I can give. Suppose a child who is looking at the sun. So first of all, the child think like it's a ball, and I want to pick that ball in my hand. But actually, that is sun. So that is a kind of curiosity the child is having in that age.
Absolutely, right? Great. It's a good example. What about others?
When I watch Matrix movie, I
When you
find
watch?
Matrix movie.
Mm-hmm. Right. Matrix movie, it was curiosity for you, right?
Yeah.
So for me also there is a one experience when I was in first class or UKG. My father bought me a TV, a small black and white TV. So for the very first time when they turn on the TV, I didn't understand from where the images are coming. I used to revolve around the TV and see where is that person, right? So there is a kind of curiosity here, and I try to figure it out what is happening next. So that is NLP. We need that curiosity. What's happening in our life? What is the problem? How does that problem look like? Is it big or is it small? Or what is the color of the problem? What if I have not done this done this? How do I experience? All these sort of questions will be learned in NLP to change your thought pattern. So that is a kind of curiosity here, right? And how do you experience it? How do you experimenting it, right? So as we said, there's a methodology here. We learned it here, right? So physiology, language, filters, and strategies are the methodologies here. So we have learned physiology. So neuro-linguistic programming. So one has a different definitions, right? And language plays a very major role in NLP. What kind of message are you converting to yourself? That will help you to see your perception. That's what I have given you the example. So when you are seeing those pictures, there is a message sent to your brain by yourself without conscious. There is this picture is shown, I have to see something else. There is something hidden. So that was the language you are using it, right? And the filters. So there is a lot of things about to learn in NLP. What are those filters, right? We will discuss later, strategies and everything. And the techniques, there are a lot of techniques. As far as I know, in NLP, there are a lot of techniques. Almost around 105 techniques are there in NLP. But majorly, we use only 20 to 35 techniques in our day-to-day life. And all these techniques will be used not only for you, as well as for the other people to understand what is their behavior, what is their IQs, right? So while you're talking to other people or while you're thinking, your eye movement will be in a different way, right? So your eyes says a message for everybody. So what when you are thinking, your eye movement will be different, When you are dull, your eye movement will be different. So your eyes, how do the eyes eyes response is there, right? What kind of physiology or what kind of body language do you have? What kind of body language the other people are having? So all this will be learned in NLP. This will help you to understand not only to be as a trainer, to implement on you as well as to use in many other different ways, however it is feasible for you people, right? Any doubts? Any questions? No question? Okay. Now let's talk about the origin of NLP, and this where the NLP came into the picture. So we all know NLP was founded by Bandler and John Grinder, right? So the Bandler is the first person before the NLP came into existence. He modeled Fishpearl. So he is an Fishpearl was an Gestalt therapist. So when before this NLP came into existence, he modeled Fishpearl, and he want to know what's happening. So he was surprised when he was treating the clients. There are a lot of success in their career. What's happening? So he want to know that, and he modeled Fitchpearl to understand what is Gestalt therapy, right? And he started implementing on his own by conducting classes and therapies to the other people. And he got an appreciation that he is much far better than the Fishpearl. Then he understood that this is all because of the modeling what he has done. So now you know what is modeled, right? So from this experiences, he thought that he created an awareness of perception. So what is that created awareness of perception here? What is your feelings? What is your emotions right now at this present situation? That's what Gestalt therapy says. So right now, what is there in your mind? Right now, what do you think? Right? So let me tell you with an example. Right now, all of you are participating in the webinar right now, right? Everybody are listening to my class. So you are able to able to hear my sound, able to see me. There's a lot of hand movements, right? There is something running in your mind. It can be either you will be focusing on the words or whatever I'm saying, or you will start looking at the picture and writing it, or you'll be thinking, Are what is she saying? I'm not able to understand. So there are different meanings, right? So right now, what is your perception? What is your feeling? What is your emotion? And working on that, they started creating an awareness. Bandler understood there is something, so there is some information is carrying out, and your perception is more important. And then he started observing Virginia Satir. So she is an family counselor. So both these guys, Bandler and John Grinder, both these guys have started modeling Virginia Satir. So she is a family counselor, and they have seen lot of patients. She's able to solve the problems. How did she used to solve the problems? So when they started observing observing her, they understood the problem all comes with deep digging of information. So how did she used to counsel the patients? She used to ask lot of questions, lot of questions. She used to ask a lot of questions. She used to dig everything. And then both these guys understood it all comes from your communication. How do you communicate? What kind of language are you using? So in the first thing, they identified it's a modeling. And the second thing they identified, it's a communication. What kind of communication, or what kind of questions, what kind of memories are stored, or in your brain, right? And then they started modeling Milton Erickson. So when both these guys, when they started modeling Milton Erickson, they were surprised to understand there is something else. How this Milton Erickson is very success in his career. So Milton Erickson is an hypnotherapist. So there they understood there are two kind of minds, unconscious and conscious mind. So and these two minds, so in the Milton Erickson, he used to make the clients to sleep, and he used to find out, he used to question, he used to use some vague language with the clients, and he used to get the story out of it. Once he gathered the entire information, he used to tell that entire story to the clients and find out what happened in their life, what's happening around them. So that because it happened all in the unconscious mind, Milton Erickson used to capture that unconscious mind. So from all these three people, they understood the first person, he created our awareness or excellence. How do you create an excellence in yourself? Through your perception, through the images. What kind of images do you think? And from the Virginia satire, they understood it especially through questions. And from Milton Erickson, they understood it's all about artful vague. What are the communications you use at that point of time? So the overall NLP, they design this, they identified what words they are using, what questions they are asking, what kind of change in voice tone, change in the body's posture and physiology, and while talking to someone, what they have listened and how they structured their language. And from these three, all these questions, they have designed this NLP, right? Any doubts? Everybody turn off your videos. I'm so silent.
No, I was listening very, I mean, it needs concentration, otherwise I can't catch
No
up
issues.
with you.
If you are so silent, you people will get sleep. At the same time, the screen
No,
will be blank for me. It will be like I'm in front of a radio station.
no,
Right?
it's a, ma'am, I have a
No
question
issues.
here. It's a
Yes.
question rather than it's a doubt, I can say. Like when you are telling capturing unconscious mind, it is being used as a model, right? To later on make a treatment pattern for NLP. You, as you have said, so structuring NLP where the language is there, linguistic designing is there. How come unconscious mind comes into play a role? I mean, am I able
Yeah.
to clear my question?
Yes, I got it. I got it. So you
Thank
will learn in the next slide. You will learn in the next slide.
Okay,
Right?
fine.
So that's how the NLP works, right? So
Okay.
from these observations, they identified that there is a two parts of brain, conscious and unconscious.
Yeah.
And when their information is received from your five senses, what kind of words and language you are sending to your brain, through that, it will influence your behavior pattern. There's a lot of images stored in your unconscious mind. So we will learn more about it.
So we need to know about those information, how to extract them.
Yes, we will learn.
Fine. Right.
So there's a lot to know more about it. This is just an introduction, right?
Yes.
So
I
now how
understand.
so now how does this NLP works? Right? Now we are talking about conscious and unconscious mind, right? This conscious mind is always about logical thinking. And subconscious mind is all about your emotional, or we can say it's an feelings, or it can be experiential. So the conscious mind is a logical thinking, and the unconscious mind is all about your
Creativity.
experiential,
Experience.
experiencing,
Okay, experiencing. Yeah.
experiencing. So
Yeah, I
here,
got it.
right, you will understand much far better. Let's do this activity and then I will explain. Okay, so when you see this picture, right, now start observing only red color. How many red dots are there
7.
here?
7.
7, right? Okay, what else? Everybody, what about others?
7.
Yeah, 7.
7.
7, right? And then how many blue did you count? Now don't count. Now don't
6.
count.
7.
Okay.
Sorry,
Not
7.
now.
7.
7.
Not
7.
now.
8.
When I
7.
asked you to count red, did you focus only on the red color or did you
Yes.
focus on the blue color?
Only red.
Only
Red.
red.
Red color.
Red.
Only red.
Only red.
Only red color. Only red color, right? So, but did you notice there are some other colors,
Yes.
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 Yellow,
right?
green.
Yellow, green, blue, right? There are some
Yeah.
other colors, but we focused only on the
White.
red color,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Even there is a white background.
Yeah.
So, what your unconscious mind and conscious mind do that, your five senses, for every second, it will take 11,000 bits of information. So, when you're doing this activity, you have focused only on the red color, which is your conscious mind is doing. And what the unconscious mind is doing, it is capturing the entire picture. So when you close your eyes, you will able to recall there is some other colors in this picture, right? So that's what the unconscious mind do that. Then how we define this? Let's do one more activity and then I'll tell you what is unconscious and conscious and unconscious mind. Okay, observe this video. Is it audible?
Yes. No, it is not audible.
No, ma'am, it's not audible.
No, it's not audible.
Oh, sorry. Just wait. It's not audible.
No, ma'am.
Is
Not
it my
yet.
screen?
No,
My
ma'am.
screen visible? My screen visible?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes.
it's visible.
Yes.
1 second.
This
Is
an
it audible
awareness
now?
test.
Yes.
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 How many passes does the team in white make? The answer is 13.
13.
Is that your answer is 13?
Yes.
Yes, great.
I couldn't count so fast. It came to 10 and then it finished.
Right. This test, where there are people who have done
This
there
is
are
an
people
awareness
who are
test.
wearing, wait just a minute, I think I didn't connect to my headphones. Who are wearing red as well as black, right? There are people. But when I said to observe the people who are the wearing white clothes passing the ball, count on that, right? You started counting the white person passing on the ball, right? But before I stopped the video for the answer, it came out. The answer is 13. But whenever you recount again and again and again, your answer will be different. Is it true?
Yes.
It happens, right? Why does it happen?
Glimpse of second, you can miss one count, two count.
The same? I didn't get you the answer.
Ma'am, I'm telling that in glimpse of second, you can miss one or two counts while
All
you're
right.
observing.
In tenths of second, we can miss one of the counts. True.
True.
What else? I think the screen sharing has stopped, right?
Maybe we are
Yes.
not able to see everyone during that period.
No, it
Okay.
also it was the vision was going here and there, like the balls passing, and again in the middle, black dress was also there. So they were also passing. So it was just confused sometimes. Keeping a watch
Right.
very closely, it was confusing. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. So whenever here in the unconscious mind, when you see here, right? Let me share my screen. Okay. So when you see here, that's what your unconscious mind is. So there is a lot of information taken in your mind, and there is only little bit of information is carried in your first part of your brain, and that's what your logical thinking, right? That is, if you see in the other slides, there is a word mentioned, filters. So because so the whatever the information you have taken, your brain filters it, distorts it, whatever the messages it has taken, it will generalize all these things and it will send some information to the brain, and you will decode it with your language, and that's where you will create a map. That's your state of mind. And from that state of mind, I'll definitely explain you at the end of the session. So that's what how it is going on. So from the unconscious mind, whatever the messages you are taking, there is lot of information stored in your unconscious mind as well. And those informations, whenever you are in trouble, whenever we are having a tough situation, we always go into the past. We gather all the information coming out from your unconscious mind unknowingly. So you will understand. And those images, those pictures, all are being gathered from the unconscious mind. And you will have that, you will relate that experiences. And that's where, when we are in trouble or in difficult situation, we will go into the past, we relate all the pictures and sounds or images.
Ma'am,
That is,
it's a schema.
it's a part of, see, in every any therapy, conscious and unconscious mind, it is there. For if we are not talking about a psychological background, there are two brains, obviously, right? That's what I have shown you the activity part here, because NLP is not related to psychology. It's a human learning, how we shape ourselves. How do we shape ourselves? By learning this. So for learning NLP, no need of having a psychology background. Anyone can learn this NLP program, right? So here, why we are talking about these two things, we whatever we have seen, the information we have in the conscious mind, we will set some images, some emotions to it, right? And in the unconscious mind, there are some emotions and feelings hidden in it, right? So we will correlate it, and these are the main principles of your unconscious mind. So while you are learning NLP, you will learn how all these principles can be modified, how all these principles can be learned. So because when there is a problem, always there is a suppression of thoughts in your brain. For example, when we get hurt, why? Because there are some expectations in our mind, and if it is not reaching, then our ego gets hurt, right? And that's where problems start, and we correlate our experiences, the images, or the voice of somebody else. We will recollect it, and from that, we develop some emotions. So from NLP, here we will learn how do you control your emotions, how do you balance your emotions, right? So that's how this conscious and unconscious mind works in NLP. Is it clear now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Somewhat.
Any doubts? I'm not sure. What is the time as well? Okay.
20 now.
Okay. Always I have an habit of taking much time. So that's the reason I'm just asking you people. Right. Okay. Now, is it clear for everyone what is conscious and unconscious mind?
Yes, ma'am.
मैम इसमें
Right.
एक मैं बात बोलना चाह रहा था कि
Uh-huh.
कोई भी मैसेज जब आपको मिलता है और आप पास करते हैं किसी और को, वो मैसेज अगर 10वां के पास पहुंचता है तो मैसेज पूरा चेंज हो जाता है, यही आप बोलना चाह रहे हैं? जो
एक
एग्जांपल
बार
दिया,
रिपीट की एक बार रिपीट कीजिए हनुमान।
जैसे आपने मेरे को कुछ कुछ बताया, फिर मैं किसी
हाँ
और को बताता, तो ये ऐसे जब पास होते होते 10वां या 12वां के पास पहुंचता है तो मैसेज ही चेंज हो जाता है। तो ये सब अपने अपने जो भी उनके समझ उनके अनुसार वो पास करते हैं। लेकिन आपने जो
राइट
मेरे को बताया एग्जैक्टली वो 10वें के पास वो मैसेज नहीं पहुंचेगा।
राइट, वही तो, जैसे आप लोग समझेगा, जैसे आप लोग देखेंगे, जैसे आप लोग उसको रिसीव करते हैं इंफॉर्मेशन, उसी तरह हम लोग बिहेव करते हैं। एनएलपी के साथ जिस तरह आपको चेंज करना है खुद को या फिर दूसरों का आइडेंटिफाई करना है, एनएलपी विल बी यूजफुल इन दैट वे। तो यहाँ पे हम लोग ज्यादा फोकस किस पे कर रहे हैं कि हम क्या लैंग्वेज यूज कर रहे हैं खुद के लिए। अगर हम लोग बोलते हैं लो सेल्फ एस्टीम कैसे आएगा कि हम लोग खुद हमेशा बोलेंगे कि मेरे साथ नहीं होगा, मेरे साथ नहीं होगा, मेरे साथ नहीं होगा। जैसे मैंने फर्स्ट स्लाइड में बोला था, जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन आप बहुत बार रिपीटिंगली
रिपीट करते हैं।
इफ यू आर सेइंग इट, तो वो स्ट्रॉन्ग बन जाएगा, वो स्ट्रॉन्ग इमेज बन जाएगा। तो एनएलपी में डिफरेंट टेक्निक्स के साथ जब आप लोगों को इसी एरिया पे आप वर्क कर रहे हैं, तो आपको पता चलेगा कि हाँ मुझे ये फीलिंग हो रही है। अच्छा, मुझे आप खुद इमेजिनेशन करेंगे कि देर इज वन एक्टिविटी, खुद इमेजिनेशन करेंगे कि ये इमेज कितना बड़ा है आपके आइस में, तो उसको रिड्यूस करना है, तो यू विल रियलाइज इट कि हाँ मैं रिड्यूस कर रहा हूँ, इसका इंटेंसिटी क्या है, इसका साउंड क्या है। इसी एग्जाम्पल, अभी इसी एक्टिविटी में आपको मैं ही पूछूंगी व्हाट इज द स्मेल ऑफ जैस्मिन। अभी जो क्वेश्चन आप पूछा था इसका आंसर मिल जाएगा आपको। व्हाट इज द स्मेल ऑफ ए जैस्मिन?
नहीं
तो
नहीं
आपको
पता।
आपको स्मेल आ गया दिमाग में, राइट? यू आर एबल टू रिकॉल इट।
दिमाग में आ गया लेकिन मैं बता नहीं पा रहा हूँ।
बता नहीं
Yes.
पा रहे, लेकिन यू कैन स्मेल इट, यू एबल टू
Yeah,
रिकॉल योर फ्रेग्रेंस, राइट? राइट।
yes,
कैन यू इमेजिन अ गुड मेमोरी इन योर माइंड?
no.
Yeah.
राइट। तो साउंड ऑफ ए कार, तो अभी कुछ साउंड सुनाई दे रहा है मुझे भी किसी
Yes.
राइट। तो आपको पता है स्मेल का फ्रैग्रेंस, गुड इमेज मेमोरी में, कुछ साउंड। तो हॉनेस्टी कैसा होता है?
No shape.
इसका
Abstract.
कोई शेप नहीं होता। इट इज अ फीलिंग ऑफ।
कुछ शेप नहीं होता
Abstract
है, राइट?
quality.
राइट। तो प्रोफेशनलिज्म कैसे साउंड करता है?
Uh,
लॉयल्टी, मतलब कि अपने काम में प्रोफेशनल हो ना।
काम के बारे
तो
में
कैसे
regarding
ये
साउंड
काम के
होता है?
बारे में
Dedicated to work.
कोई भी प्रोफेशनलिज्म इज अबाउट वर्क, राइट? कोई भी वर्क हो सकता है वो।
समझने
तो
की
वो
चीज है, ये
साउंड
सुनने की
कैसे
चीज
करता
नहीं।
है?
no,
साउंड
काम
कैसे
देखिए,
Dedication
समझ।
sound
some
करता है.
creative some creative
can't
क्रिएटिव।
express actually.
मैम ये
ओके,
समझने की चीज है, सुनने की चीज नहीं है। ये मतलब अगर आप किसी का एक्टिविटी देखते हैं तो समझ में
Yes.
आता है।
एब्सोल्युटली दैट इज एनएलपी। तो अभी आपने जो क्वेश्चन
Okay.
मुझे पूछा था, राइट, दो इमेजेस और जैस्मिन और कार का साउंड, वो सब आपने रिपीटेडली सुना, तो वो आपको स्टोर हो गया। तो आपको पता है जैस्मिन का स्मेल वैसे ही होता है, राइट?
Okay.
तो हॉनेस्टी सबका एक एक अलग अलग डेफिनेशन होता है, राइट? एवरीबडी हैज अ डिफरेंट डेफिनेशन हियर। इट डजंट हैव ए पिक्चर, इट डजंट हैव ए साउंड, इट डजंट हैव एनीथिंग, बट हाउ डू यू डिफाइन? आप खुद को कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे हॉनेस्टी? खुद, हाउ डू यू डिफाइन अबाउट योर सेल्फ? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ वर्ड्स डू यू यूज? वही होता है एनएलपी, राइट? तो मैंने आपको ये सारा एक्टिविटीज में आपको एक एक दिखाया, मैंने एक इमेजेस दिखाया, एक अवेयरनेस टेस्ट दिखाया, राइट? अभी आपको ये आपको इमेजिनेशन दिखा रही हूँ। तो मैंने आपको न्यूरो कवर किया, लिंग्विस्टिक कवर किया और प्रोग्रामिंग भी कवर कर रही हूँ, राइट? तो आपको ये पता चल रहा है कि एनएलपी क्या है, हाउ डू यू ट्रेन योरसेल्फ इन ऑल दीज एरियाज। तो जब आपको इंफॉर्मेशन जो इतना मिल रहा है, तो वो इंफॉर्मेशन को आप कौन सा इंफॉर्मेशन लेंगे, कौन सा इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं लेंगे, उसको कैसे डिलीट करेंगे, कैसे वो उसको कैसे अपडेट करेंगे। तो ये सारा यू विल ट्रेन योरसेल्फ इन एनएलपी। there's a lot of huge subject. जो भी मैंने communication model बोल रही हूँ अभी, मतलब what are the information through your five senses, one of the communication model, right? You will learn in NLP in the communication model how can you change your language. तो इस वेबिनार में मैं आपको एक एक्टिविटी दिखा दूंगी, राइट? तो आपको पता चलेगा कि एनएलपी में कौन कौन सा एक्टिविटीज में कैसे आपको हेल्प हो, राइट? तो मैं आपको एक ही टेक्निक बोलूंगी. तो अभी, राइट? सो नाउ यू अंडरस्टूड वेरी क्लियरली व्हाट इज एनएलपी, किसके साथ काम करेगा, कैसे काम करेंगे, राइट? इज इट क्लियर फॉर एवरीवन?
Yes.
Right. So we said there's a modeling. There's a modeling. So NLP, Richard Bandler, he has modeled for the first person Fish Pearl, right? So when he did modeled, he understood there are some sounds, some perceptions, some images, right? Some touch. There are senses are being used. How do you define yourself in the present moment? That was he said, right? So in this representative system, right? Everybody has different images. That's what this activity says. Jasmine, fragrance, सबको अलग अलग है. मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगी कि आप सब लोगों को एक ही जैस्मिन का फ्रैग्रेंस आया है. Everybody has different experiences, right? Image, everybody has different experiences, right? Every touch, खुद का self talk. किसी किसी को लगता है कि I am so beautiful. किसी को लगता है I'm not so beautiful, right? Everybody has their own. तो आप इस NLP में you will learn what is your representative system. Representative system is nothing but are you or मतलब जैसे कि किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम आया तो ज्यादा तक इमेजेस होता है माइंड में, साउंड्स वो सब कुछ नहीं था. तो एवरी पर्सन मे बी 70% ही यूज विजनरी, 30% sound, or 20% sound, or 10% on touch, right? Some people can be 60% sound, 20% visual, and 20% touch. There's a different representative system for each and everyone. Then how do we use this? So in NLP we will learn according to ourselves, according to our preference. अगर मुझे हर बार through images learning है मेरा, if I learn through images, तो मेरा representative style क्या होता है? Visual. So through visual you will heal your problem. So in the modeling you will heal yourself through images. If somebody else is more strong in auditory, तो उनको auditory, right? अभी मैं आप लोगों को पूछ रही हूँ. I'm asking you, all of you, what is your representative system?
Auditory.
Auditory, right? सबका? Is it images? Is it what?
Visual.
Visual, right? Okay.
Vision. Yeah.
Visual plus auditory for me.
Visual plus auditory. तो आप लोग क्या समझ रहे कि एक ही होना है? Which one is the best?
No,
Ma'am,
it
preferred
includes everything, ma'am.
मतलब परसेंटेज उसमें अलग अलग होगा, जो सबसे ज्यादा होगा वो आप हमारा प्रेफर्ड होगा कम्युनिकेशन.
तो आप बोल रहे हैं कि जो ज्यादा परसेंटेज होता है वो बेस्ट है, राइट? राइट, लेट्स डू दिस एक्टिविटी, स्टोरी टेलिंग एक्टिविटी. मैं आपको स्टोरी बोलने के लिए नहीं बोलूंगी. एज यू हैव एवरीबडी हैज द पेपर एंड पेन, राइट? तो आप एक छोटा सा स्टोरी, मतलब 2 लाइन 3 लाइन का स्टोरी लिखिए, कोई भी स्टोरी. अगर मुझे आपको बोलना है, कुछ हिंट्स देना है तो मैं दे दूंगी, या फिर खुद आप एक स्टोरी बना के लिख दीजिए 3 लाइन का. हो गया? Then okay. Now I request everyone share your experience while you are writing story. What did you see? Is it images? Is it audio? Or is it touch? Or is it smell? What did you feel?
Images.
आपने क्या
Images.
कौन सा
Visual.
यूज किया आपने?
Images.
Images. Images. और कुछ sounds कुछ भी नहीं सुना आपने?
प्रीफरली
Uh,
इमेजेस मेरे को देखा स्टार्टिंग से लेके एंड
Right.
Ma'am,
तो जब
images and they were talking and all.
right visual and audio right? Okay.
Yes.
And what else? सब लोग कैसे? अभी मुझे 3 लोग ही बोला था, बाकी सब लोग क्या यूज किया?
Yeah, visual memory, and with that, it included the sounds. I was not purposely doing it, but the visual thing and my thought process with the sound, including all those surroundings. It's just a simple
Right.
one. Yeah.
So you used all of them. रेखा आपने? स्वाति आपने?
मैम कोई स्टोरी समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा, कुछ भी नहीं लिखा।
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, लाइक जब आप सोच रहे तो क्या आपको दिमाग में आया?
कुछ भी नहीं आया मैम, ब्लैंक लग रहा था।
वो
Nothing.
ब्लैंक राइट जब अभी आपको मैं आपको अंडरस्टैंड करवाती हूँ। आपने ब्लैंक बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन क्या आप ब्लैंक है? नहीं है, राइट? आप सोच रहे हैं कि क्या लिखना है, क्या लिखना है।
Yes.
शायद आप सोचने के वक्त आपको कुछ ना कुछ इमेज, कुछ ना कुछ साउंड, और आपको क्या लिखना है समझ में नहीं आया, लेकिन कुछ इमेज सा आ गया होगा। कोई भी पिक्चर, क्या लिखना है, राइट? बिकॉज हियर आप ज्यादा तक क्या यूज कर रहे हैं? क्वेश्चन यूज कर रहे हैं कि व्हाट शुड आई राइट, राइट? आप जब क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं तो आपका अनकॉन्शियस माइंड क्या करेगा? उसका आंसर ढूंढेगा। So this is what NLP is. The language what you say to yourself. आप क्या सोच रहे हैं कि what should I write? तो आपको सोचना है लैंग्वेज कैसे चेंज करना है? How should I write?
Okay.
तो दोनों में बहुत फर्क है।
दोनों में difference
What
है,
should I
what and
write
how.
और how should I
How.
write? अगर आपने what should I write पूछा है तो आपका पुराना एक्सपीरियंस में कभी आपने स्टोरी नहीं लिखा है, तो आपने स्टोरी नहीं लिखा तो आपका माइंड में वो मेमोरी नहीं है। तो आपको क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है माइंड को कि व्हाट शुड आई राइट, व्हाट शुड आई राइट। द माइंड इज सर्चिंग द सॉल्यूशन फॉर योर क्वेश्चन। सो द व्हाट द माइंड सेज, यू हैव नेवर रिटन द स्टोरी, देयर इज नथिंग टू राइट।
जबकि स्टोरीज तो कुछ भी हो सकता है ना, खरगोश और कछुआ का भी आप कहानी लिख सकते हो, वो भी स्टोरी ही हुआ है,
राइट?
लिख सकते हो।
लेकिन देयर इज सम इंफॉर्मेशन इन योर माइंड, आपको ये पता नहीं है कैसे लिखना है। आपको ऐसा नहीं कि आपको नहीं आता है, यू नो इट। मैंने आपको बोला था खाने 3 लाइन्स, या आपको एक लाइन भी लिख सकते हैं कि एक छोटा बच्चा, एक सुंदर सा लड़का, दैट्स एन इमेज। आपको कुछ है माइंड में, लेकिन आपको ये पता नहीं कि स्टोरी कैसे लिखना है, क्योंकि आपने कभी नहीं लिखा था, राइट? दैट्स इज NLP. The language pattern is how do you communicate, खुद को कैसे communicate करेंगे, right? So अभी आपको पता चल गया, right? I hope you understood what is NLP.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? तो इस स्टोरी टेलिंग में आपको इमेजेस आया, विजुअल आया, तो अभी आप बोलिए कौन सा वाला बेस्ट है, विजुअल, ऑडिटरी या फिर काइनेस्थेटिक, कौन सा?
तीनों का
But I said I would say we have to
Visual.
use all the representative systems.
Yes.
All. क्योंकि हम लोग सारा सेंसेस को एक्टिवेट रखना है। It's not that we activate only one senses. We have to activate all the senses, right? That's what you will learn in NLP. How can you focus? So there is a lot of meaning in NLP, that how do you train about how do you master yourself, or how do you master the other people? The other people doesn't say it's only a trainer. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. यहाँ तक कोई डाउट है? डाउट है?
मैम आज जो भी हमारा सेल्फ इमेज है, कहीं ना कहीं ये हमारा प्रोग्रामिंग ही है, इसकी वजह से जो भी अगर
एब्सोल्युटली
में या हाई
वही है,
तो वही
ये आपका प्रोग्रामिंग है कि आपका सेल्फ इमेज कैसा है। तो यही इमेज है, सेल्फ टॉक। आप कैसे दिखते हैं, आपको कैसे लग रहे हैं, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पर्सनालिटी यू आर, ये सब हम लोग खुद किया था डिजाइन। वो डिजाइन कैसे किया हम लोग? शायद किसी का बातें सुन के या फिर खुद का बातें सुन के। तो यहाँ पे कौन सा क्या सुन रहे हैं? यहाँ पे कुछ साउंड सुन रहे हैं, किसी का बातें, उनका वर्ड सुन रहे हैं, और उस वर्ड के साथ हम लोग इमेज क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, और हम उस इमेज में जाके बैठ रहे हैं कि हाँ हम लोग वही हैं, राइट। अभी हम लोग एनएलपी में ये सब कुछ चेंज करते हैं कि कैसे चेंज करना है, राइट।
Ma'am, we can say this reprogramming of our mind, क्योंकि हम लोगों की जो सेल्फ इमेज है वो पहले बन चुकी है। नाउ वी कैन रीप्रोग्राम दैट कि हम लोग कुछ और अपनी इमेज बना रहे हैं,
राइट। वी कैन रीप्रोग्राम दैट। एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल है, अगर एक बच्चा व्हेन ही इज नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट इन हिज एग्जाम्स, तो हमेशा जब एग्जाम लिखता है तो उसको फील होता है कि मैं एग्जाम में फेल हो जाऊंगा, फेल हो जाऊंगा। वो हमेशा ये सोच के जाता है कि मैं फेल हो जाऊंगी और एग्जाम खराब लिख के आ जाएगा, he doesn't perform well in the exams। लेकिन एक बार उसको ये कॉन्फिडेंस फील हो गया कि एग्जाम 80% 90% मार्क्स आ गया, then confidence automatically boost because there is background some work done already in his mind that ये खुद कुछ कर सकता है, maybe because of motivation from other people, or he has modeled some other people, maybe from his friends, or he has modeled his parents, right? There's a different ways। लेकिन यहाँ पे कॉन्फिडेंस कैसा आया? चेंज तो हो गया ना। There is a change, definitely there will be a change। That's what this behavior model, आपका क्वेश्चन का मॉडल यही है। जैसे कि मैंने बोला था, right? From 5 senses, in every second you will hear 10 to 11,000 million bits of information per second through your 5 senses। अभी जो मैं आपसे बोल रही हूँ, from past 1 hour I'm talking with you people, you might have observed not only my words or not only this screen, but you have observed my background, my body posture, right? The way I express, the language, the tone, right? The way I smile, or the way I move my head, the light। आपने सब कुछ आपने ले लिया इंफॉर्मेशन, लेकिन ये आपको पता नहीं चलेगा क्योंकि that is not your work। Your work is only logical thinking, your unconscious mind work, it takes all the information। So it takes all the information, and here there are filters। So in these filters, अभी जो भी information, एक best example मैं बोलूंगी, the eyes work is just to see the images, वो good images, bad images, eyes को पता नहीं है, it doesn't know what is good, what is bad। जब we see some bad pictures, we say to yourself, this kind of pictures we shouldn't see this, right? It's not good। We will turn off the video, or we'll turn our head, or we'll move from that place। Why do we do that? Why are doing that? Did your eyes say that this is good, this is bad? आपको आइस को पता है गुड है बैड है? नहीं पता, राइट? नोबडी नोज।
आपकी समझ से,
राइट। ये हमारा वैल्यूज बिलीफ सिस्टम से, ये कहाँ से आया? वैल्यूज एंड बिलीफ सिस्टम, राइट फ्रॉम द चाइल्डहुड वी हैव ट्रेन्ड, वी हैव लर्नड, वी हैव मॉडल्ड our parents, our culture, everything, we came to know that these are our beliefs। From our belief system, we delete the information, saying to your brain, this is not good images, don't take it, and we will not see that, right? And from that information, through your filters, you will create some internal map, some internal image, and from that you will create your state of mind. State is nothing but your mind, your state of mind. So it can be anything. It can be your excitement, it can be your upset mood, or it can anything, any state of mind. And through that state of mind, your physiology and behavior will develop. So that's what we discussed. When you are anger, right? You will recall all the memories from your brain, old memories from your brain, and through your values and belief system, you will create an image about yourself. And if something happens negative to you, you will always think, yes, this happens to me all the time. It is same. It is keep on repeating. So from that, your state of mind has some emotions and some feelings, and those feelings will create your body language and your behavior. When you are anger, your body language changes. आपका बॉडी लैंग्वेज चेंज हो जाएगा, नहीं होगा? होता है नहीं होता है?
होता है।
Yes.
होता है, राइट? तो वो चेंज हो जाता है। अभी आप लोगों को कुछ क्वेश्चंस आना है क्या? नहीं आ रहा? किसी को क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछना है किसी को यहाँ पे?
No, ma'am.
हाँ बेटा, हाँ
How,
पूछिए।
how we can change our state of mind?
हाउ वी कैन चेंज आवर स्टेट ऑफ माइंड? हाँ हाँ, वो तो लर्न करेंगे, लेकिन यहाँ पे फिजियोलॉजी और बिहेवियर कैसा इफेक्ट हो रहा है यहाँ पे? आपका स्टेट ऑफ माइंड से आपका बॉडी लैंग्वेज चेंज हो रहा है, और आपका बॉडी लैंग्वेज की वजह से आपका बिहेवियर चेंज हो रहा है। और ये बॉडी लैंग्वेज और बिहेवियर कैसा रिलेटेड है? आपको ये क्वेश्चन डाउट नहीं आ रहा है किसी को?
हाँ हाँ, यस, कहीं ना कहीं मैम ये मेरे को लगता है कि बॉडी लैंग्वेज से बिहेवियर होता है चीज। अगर आप हंसते रहते
हाँ
हैं
बोलिए।
तो कभी ऐसा नहीं होगा कि आप मतलब उदास हो जाएंगे। तो कहीं ना कहीं बॉडी लैंग्वेज से बिहेवियर कनेक्टेड है।
कनेक्टेड होता है, राइट?
मैम
All the time.
कोरिलेट होता है बिहेवियर से बॉडी लैंग्वेज से बिहेवियर, दोनों कोरिलेटेड होते हैं।
कोरिलेटेड होते हैं, राइट? दोनों कोरिलेटेड होते हैं। अगर आपको कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, राइट, आपको सोचिए कि ठीक है, हम लोग एनएलपी में एक छोटा सा ये टेक्निक करेंगे। एनएलपी में फिजियोलॉजी कैसे इम्पैक्ट होगा, राइट? आप तब आपको पता चलेगा एनएलपी हाउ वी कैन यूज इट। तो अभी आपको कोई भी इमोशनल सिचुएशन इमेजिन करिए, या फिर अभी आपको कोई अपसेट मूड है तो उसी अपसेट मूड को इमेजिन कीजिए, राइट? तो अभी आपका बॉडी लैंग्वेज कैसा है? कोई भी एंगर, फियर, सैडनेस, जॉय,
डल,
डल, राइट? और क्या लग रहा है?
Shivering in body.
शिवरिंग इन बॉडी, राइट? और कुछ?
A bit
Shoulders.
low feelings, a bit low, because I'm doing
Right.
the class. I'm not feeling so sad, but a bit low.
लो, तो लो इज योर फीलिंग। मैं पूछ रही हूँ आपका बॉडी कैसा है?
Body
Slouched shoulder.
राइट। तो जब कोई भी एक्सप्रेशन,
ना मैम, काम नहीं करना होता है ना, लगता है एकदम लो लो एनर्जी फील होता है, वैसा फीलिंग होता है।
राइट, ऐसा फीलिंग होता है। तो जब आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होता है, कोई भी एंगर, कोई भी इमोशन है, तो आपका बॉडी में चेंजेस आ जाता है। जब एंगर है तो आपको शायद नेक पेन होता है, या फिर शोल्डर्स ड्रूप करके ऐसा बैठेंगे, राइट? ऐसा बैठते हैं हम लोग, या फिर कुछ सोचते हैं तो ऐसा बैठेंगे। There's a different kind of postures related to your emotions, right? तो इसको कैसे चेंज करेंगे? देखिए, हम लोग एक एग्जांपल कर सकते हैं। अभी यू पीपल आर वेरी सीरियसली लिसनिंग टू दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन, राइट? सर, आपका फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन से मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है, पता नहीं कि सुन रहे कि नहीं सुन रहे, लेकिन मुझे तो लग रहा है, राइट? अभी आपको क्या करना है? स्ट्रेच बोथ ऑफ योर हैंड्स लाइक दिस, बहुत लंबा सा करके ऐसा कीजिए, रिलैक्स। तो आपको कैसा लग रहा है?
Relax.
रिलैक्स, राइट? क्या आपका इमोशन
रिलैक्स लग रहा है?
Yeah.
रिलैक्स हो रहा है, राइट? ये वाला एक जैसा सिंपल टेक्निक है, लेकिन इसके रीजंस बिहाइंड देयर इज लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च। ये मैंने खुद इम्प्लीमेंट किया, इसलिए मेरे को तुरंत आ गया ये माइंड में। लेकिन
Basically,
जब हाँ बोलिए।
basically, ma'am, what I have understood now, you are diverting your mindset from that emotion, from that situation to come out of that. Doing this activity, basically, we are diverting our behavior so that ki,
No, we are not diverting here.
Okay.
We are not diverting. आप डाइवर्ट करेंगे तो दोबारा आ जाएंगे यहाँ पे।
Okay. Then
हम लोग
what is
divert
the
नहीं करेंगे।
basic? Okay.
Right.
Basically, doing this kind of activity, then what kind of indication this is?
तो यहाँ पे you are communicating to your mind, right? यहाँ पे फिजियोलॉजी एंड इमोशन दोनों जुड़ा हुआ है, right? आपका बॉडी मैसेज दे रही है आपको माइंड को कि यू आर फीलिंग वेरी लो। तो जब यू आर स्ट्रेचिंग योर बॉडी, तो वो मैसेज दे रही है आपका माइंड को कि यू आर स्ट्रेचिंग, यू हैव टू बी रिलैक्स्ड, यू हैव टू कम आउट ऑफ इट, यू आर नॉट डिविएटिंग, राइट? तो आपका मैसेज चेंज कर रहा है। और व्हेन यू आर स्ट्रेच्ड, राइट, आपको रिलैक्स हो रहा है, यू फील कंफर्टेबल। तो आप कौन सा लैंग्वेज यूज कर रहे हैं ब्रेन को? तो यू आर सेंडिंग ए मैसेज टू योर ब्रेन, मैं कंफर्टेबल हूँ, आई एम फीलिंग लिटिल बिट रिलैक्स, आई एम हैप्पी। तो वो रिलैक्सेशन मैसेज आपको कंटिन्यू करेगा, वो ब्रेन का फंक्शन है। यहाँ पे कुछ लोग मेरा प्रीवियस क्लासेस में है, उन लोगों को पता है। लेकिन माइंड कैसा वर्क करेगा, जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन आप, मतलब वही लैंग्वेज बोलते हैं एनएलपी में, और साइकोलॉजी में इंफॉर्मेशन बोलते हैं, हम लोग दूसरी तरफ बोलते हैं ब्रेन फंक्शनिंग। एनएलपी में जो भी कम्युनिकेशन, मतलब जो भी लैंग्वेज आपने मैसेज जो भी दिया है, इट विल रिस्टोर इट, वो स्टोर करेगा। तो जब भी यू विल स्ट्रेच इट, यू विल फील दैट, बट देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ स्टडी बिहाइंड दिस फिजियोलॉजी एंड इमोशन। आप डीप सब्जेक्ट में चले जाएंगे एनएलपी में, you will understand there's a lot of huge subject behind this therapy, but it's just an example.
ट्रिगर बोलते हैं क्या इसी को? ट्रिगर,
इसको ट्रिगर नहीं बोलते हैं।
ओके,
ट्रिगर नहीं बोलते। there is one more example here. Whenever we have some anger or any emotion or any kind of upset emotion, दोनों eyebrows नजदीक हो जाते हैं। अभी मेरे को नहीं आ रहा है, आई एम वेरी कूल। जब आप लोग एंगर हो जाते हैं तो आपका ये दोनों ऐसा क्लोज हो जाता है, आईब्रोज, राइट? तो एक एक्टिविटी है जो फेमस जुड बेवर, ही इज एन एंजाइटी थेरेपिस्ट, डिप्रेशन पेशेंट्स के लिए वो ट्रेन करते हैं, इज अ रिनोन पर्सन। तो उसने डिजाइन किया था कि दोनों आईब्रोज को स्ट्रेच करना है, एंड इट्स हाईली इम्पॉसिबल, यू कैन ट्राई। इस दोनों आईब्रोज को ऐसे स्ट्रेच करके यू हैव टू मेक इट अ प्रैक्टिस। ये आईब्रोज और एंजाइटी को क्या रिलेटेड है? ऐसे पुल नहीं करना है शैली, ऐसे पुल नहीं करना है। सो इट्स ऑल अबाउट हाउ डू यू स्ट्रेच योर आईब्रोज। आप खुद को बोल रहे हैं कि आईब्रोज को स्ट्रेच करना है, करना है, करना है, एंड यू आर फॉरगेटिंग, आपका प्रॉब्लम भूल जा रहे हैं और आपको आईब्रो स्ट्रेच करने में फोकस कर रहे हैं, और यू आर सेंडिंग ए मैसेज ऑटोमेटिकली। जब आप फिजियोलॉजी में आपका मैसेज आ रहा है तो आप ये स्ट्रेच कर रहे हैं, तो क्या हो रहा है? तो ऑब्वियसली आपको प्रॉब्लम से बाहर आ रहा है, और आपको एक टेक्निक, राइट,
आप नॉर्मल ये बता रहे हो,
आपको खुद को बोल रहे हैं, लैंग्वेज चेंज कर रहे हैं, आप खुद अपना बॉडी को चेंज कर रहे हैं, तो ऑटोमेटिकली इट रिड्यूसेस। वो ऑटोमेटिकली कैसे रिड्यूस करेगा? क्योंकि आपका ब्रेन हमेशा केमिकल्स रिलीज करते रहते हैं। कोई भी इमोशन है, आपका बॉडी में तुरंत केमिकल्स रिलीज हो जाता है। वो केमिकल्स को स्टॉप करने के लिए आपका फिजियोलॉजी हेल्प करेगा, वो कनेक्टेड है। तो आपको एनएलपी लर्न करने के टाइम में वो सब कुछ पता चलता है। दिस इज वन ऑफ द टेक्निक वी यूज इन एनएलपी, दैट्स हाउ द फिजियोलॉजी एंड इमोशन में ये क्यों किया है, ये मतलब ये टेक्निक यहाँ पे क्यों यूज किया? व्हाई डिड आई यूज दिस? बिकॉज इन दिस बिहेवियर मॉडल, physiology and behavior are interrelated here. So we know here, we did here languages, we are taking the information, we will learn the filters, we will learn how to delete, what kind of mapping we have to do, what we have to do, the state of mind, as well as अपना body language को कैसे change करना है. ये सब कुछ you will learn in NLP. And what should be your outcome? Outcomes will be there in NLP, right? That is NLP. And now, who can learn this NLP? Anyone. I said, no psychology background. Anybody can learn. A parent, an educator, a manager, a trainer, professional, coaches, anyone. तो parent क्या करेगा यहाँ पे? या फिर educators, they will teach, right? Managers, trainers. So here, everybody, whoever the profession are, they will learn to how to manage themselves and attend the other people. मतलब किसी के साथ how do they behave with other people, how do they train other people, as well as how do they learn from other, how do they identify other people behavior as well, what kind of communication should we use to build a rapport with other people to get easily fetched into their profession. As a parent, it is everybody can learn how they can train their children, because as we learn, modeling plays a very important role. When you are training to yourself, it will be very easy for you as a parent to identify what kind of behavior or what kind of thought pattern the child is having, and you can make the child understand much far better, and then you can train your child, right? So whatever the techniques you are using here, you can use on yourself as well. As I said from the beginning, you can use on others. There is no age barrier for using this NLP, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. अभी ये लास्ट स्लाइड में आ गए हम लोग. अभी आप लोग कौन है? Who are you? And what do you want from this course? Or what do you want? What are your expectations from this webinar? The first question answer करेंगे. Who are you first? Pardon, Aishwarya?
Student.
You are a student. Okay. What else?
I am a learner.
You are a learner. Okay. Hanmant, up, Abira, you are a professional. Okay. Rekha, Shaili?
Just a human.
Just a human. Okay. Now, after learning
what exactly
NLP,
should I answer?
after learning NLP, you will learn who are you.
Yeah.
Now you are saying, I am a student, I am a learner, I am a professional. There is a behind your image. A defines a specific. We don't want a specific here. आप खुद क्या है? Who are you? Doesn't say I am a student, I am a learner, nothing like that. Who are you is what you are. It can be shown through your body language, it can be shown through your language, it can be shown through your tone, the smile, the way you see the world, the way you receive the information. All this comes under one umbrella. Who are you? तब आप लोग नहीं बोलेंगे after the end of this course or after anyway if you join it can after learning NLP you will understand who are you.
Okay.
Right? And now once you come to know who are you, now what do you want from NLP? What are you expecting?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody has a different expectations, right?
Yes. I want to grow my business.
You want to grow your business. Great. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. First, I want to say that I want to be. Yes. Continue.
Sorry. Yeah. Please
No,
continue.
okay. Please continue. I'll say later.
Yes, Abira, tell me. I forgot. I didn't see who else. Yeah, tell me.
First, I would like to say I can have myself as a place as approach to a better human to reach out to others,
Okay.
and then yeah, and then it will be of some help, like learning about NLP. Sometimes I have my topics also to write, so I didn't know much. So now getting an insight, it would help me out with my profession also, honestly.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
you.
Great. Good. And what about others? Rekha, don't
Ma'am, I
worry. I'll
want
ask so many questions and no right or wrong answers here. We
I
are
want to be
open.
more expressive.
You want to learn?
I want to be a more expressive. I don't express
You
much.
yeah.
So I
Then
want
you
to
are
express
on.
what I feel.
Then you have to be part of my team. So I'm also the same person in the beginning. I'm not expressive, but now see, I'm talking so much. Now the time, whatever it is allotted for me, I will take lot of time. That's how I became
That's
good.
good,
So
ma'am. Then
every
on the right track.
right. So initially I'm an introvert, right? Okay. So here now everybody is clear. Who are you and what do you want from NLP? So these two things will help you to learn NLP much more in deeper, and the curiosity and what are the experimenting I said in the beginning, it will develop for you people to learn NLP. So if you have both these questions in your mind while you are learning NLP, then that will help you to change your behavior pattern, because everybody has their own expectations. What do you learn from NLP? It is nothing right or wrong answer. It is not just one way of conversation. It can be anything, as I said. Anybody can learn. It can be your business, it can be a coach, right? It can be useful in multiple ways. NLP can be used in multiple ways. So now when we are learning NLP, at the end of the session, you should answer me, who are you? So that is your task if you are the part of NLP coaching team, right? Okay. So now this is the overall picture of NLP. So it's an effective tool that is helpful, that acts as a metaphor for your unconscious mind. So what kind of metaphor do you use? Metaphor is nothing but a tool. How do you make yourself clear? I mean, metaphor, how can I say? It is like a okay, my metaphor is smile. So when I get anger or when I upset, I just smile and I move from that place. So my metaphor is smile. Everybody has their own metaphors for their unconscious mind, right? That is metaphor. I don't know exact word how to convey in Hindi, right? And NLP is a particular mindset to drive the positive results. So as I said, there's a lot of activities we have done. Now by this time you would have understood there's a positive impact and result driven, right? It is an attitude. Always it is an attitude to bring a change. You can assist people as well as you can assist your own life for better living, right? And you will model the world by using a different lenses. As I said, we will model the world in different senses. That means instead of seeing the anger people, or instead of thinking in different way, we just think, right? Why, if somebody is anger, then we will see why these persons are so anger. What is that problem they have? How they are how they are acting in such a way. So we will learn all these things in NLP, right? And it's not only that, we will learn the communication, rapport, and connection. So we will learn a communication. How do we communicate? How do you build a rapport? And how do you build a connection with your internal representations? So without learning the connection between the information whatever you have received, you will not learn, or you will not able to turn yourself, change yourself. I mean, it's not turn yourself, you will not able to learn, or you will not able to change yourself, your behavior pattern, or you doesn't even know what is your outcome. आपको क्या चाहिए? That's what I said. I asked you, who are you and what do you want? आपको क्या चाहिए खुद को पता नहीं चलेगा, right? आप लोग इतना silent क्यों हैं? Why
Yes,
you
ma'am.
people are so silent?
लिसनिंग मैम,
Listening.
हम आपको सुन रहे हैं.
Focus कर रहे हैं. Okay. So what will you learn in NLP? As I said, there are a lot of techniques. I have mentioned few techniques over here. Presuppositions, matlab, is an assumptions. How do you assume the things? What kind of meaning do you give? The communication model is nothing but how do you take the information? How do you communicate you to yourself? How do you, in that there are techniques in this communication model, how you can change your communication. Internal representations, as I said, visual, auditory, and everything. So in these internal representations, you will learn your eye cues. How do you change your eye pattern? How do you observe other people eye patterns? And what kind of audio it will be, how you can focus on your audio representations. All these you will learn in internal. Meta model, Swiss technology, modeling, association disassociation, excellence, anchoring, frames. There are a lot of techniques in NLP. So each and every technique has uniqueness. Like whatever we have discussed about NLP, you will learn each and everything through each one of the technique. I have mentioned only few here, but there are few more techniques which we learn in NLP, right? Okay. Any doubts? Now it's time for Q&A. So, आपको कैसा लगा like NLP? How do you think? Is it helpful for you? और आपको कैसा लग रहा है कि NLP? It's all about belief system. मैं एक question क्यों पूछ रही हूँ? क्योंकि it's always very important to have a belief system that NLP will be useful. It will be helpful to learn something new or create a change in your life. Right? After this webinar, now tell me what is your understanding. अभी तो क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछूंगी, who are you? Don't worry. अभी तक वीडियोस टर्न ऑन कर सकते हैं. At least I could see everyone. Amiraj, Jyoti, I don't know who is Redmi, Snigdha, Shanki. Oh, one more guy. Chandan. Make the screen colorful, yaar. Why you people are so silent? Okay, Jyoti, you are in the bus. No problem. I appreciate you. You are in the bus and
Yes.
still turning on your video. Okay. All right. So tell me, how was your feeling first? What do you think NLP is?
मैम चेंज अगर अपने लाइफ को करना है और मतलब मेरे प्रोफेशन में तो मेरे को बहुत हेल्पफुल होगा क्योंकि मैं सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग में हूँ. कहीं ना कहीं अगर कस्टमर का पता चले कि उसका इंटरनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन क्या है उसको कन्विंस करने में मेरे को आसानी होगा.
आसानी होगा, right? Okay. Good.
रेपो बिल्डिंग करने में भी आसानी है.
Absolutely. अभी आप लोगों का एक्सपीरियंस क्या है इस वेबिनार से? Abira, Sweta, I know Shaili and Aishwarya.
Yeah, basically it's
बोलिए,
basically
बोलिए.
I
हाँ,
think
Sweta.
NLP is all about bring changes in your behavior and
Right.
as well as to the others people to whom with you come in contact. So you can
It's
make
not only your
changes.
behavior. It's not about only your behavior. It's all about how do you communicate to yourself.
Yes,
That plays
definitely.
a very important role.
Exactly. Because now in today's life it happens so frequently now we get affected so soon just by small things, but with the help of NLP it will be very helpful for everyone.
Right. So after learning NLP, even though if somebody is reacting on us, कभी किसी ने रिएक्ट किया, राइट, यू विल गिव अ पॉज एटलीस्ट फॉर सम टाइम. हम लोग ह्यूमन बीइंग्स
Exactly.
है, इमोशंस तो आ जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं कि हम लोग इमोशंस को कंट्रोल करेंगे, उसको दबा देंगे, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होगा. लेकिन you will able to balance it.
Yeah.
Instead of completely deleting or deviating,
Hmm.
you will learn to balance it. वही more important है. Balancing is more important than deviating and avoiding. हम लोग ज्यादातर क्या
Exactly.
करेंगे, either we will avoid or we start deviating. तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, सोचेंगे हम लोग डिवेट करेंगे, लेकिन नहीं होगा, फिर वापस आ जाएंगे. अवॉइड करेंगे, सोचेंगे अवॉइड करेंगे, फिर दोबारा आएगा, फिर हम लोग वहीं पे. इट्स ऑल अबाउट हाउ डू यू बैलेंस इट. तो वो बैलेंस कैसा होगा, वॉट एवर द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स और वॉट एवर द कम्युनिकेशन यू आर सेंडिंग टू योर ब्रेन, that all will help you to balance it. So that from that it comes to your behavior and outcome, right?
Yeah, we can
Yes, ma'am.
channelize actually the anger or what we are getting from outside people, I mean the surrounding or the external things, we can channelize that to a better perspective, like how can we control ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. वही वही और कर सकते हैं हम लोग. और ये और एक भी कर सकते हैं कि while you're learning NLP, you will able to use a better kind of language and your tone.
Okay.
That's what I came to learn.
Okay.
Definitely, ma'am, you're right.
Yeah, as I said,
मैम,
हाँ शैली.
एनएलपी के लिए सबसे पहले मेरा ही फोर्स था कि मुझे सीखना है, क्योंकि मेरे को हिप्नोथेरेपी के थ्रू जाना था. और मैं एक चीज आपको वहां पे बताना चाहूंगी, हम 2 महीने के बाद मिल रहे हैं मैम, और
Right.
इन 2 महीने में मेरे को ईगो डिफेंस, जो आपने ईगो डिफेंस फंक्शंस सिखाए थे 10, मैम मेरे को वो 80% बेनिफिट किए एक्स्ट्रा, पेशेंट को, पेशेंट की हिस्ट्री को और पेशेंट के अनकॉन्शियस माइंड को समझने के लिए. अब मैं क्विक, मतलब मेरे को पहले 3 या 4 सिटिंग लगती थी उसका अनकॉन्शियस को समझने के लिए, बट ईगो फंक्शंस जो थे मैम, बहुत बड़ी की स्किल्स रहे मेरे लिए करने के
Thank
लिए.
you.
और मैम सबसे बड़ी चीज स्कीमा जो आपने स्कीमा सिखाया था, स्कीमा टू सीवीटी प्लस बिहेवियर थेरेपी, इन चीजों को कैसे यूज करके कैसे वो चेन को ब्रेक करना है और वहां जाके समझना है अनकॉन्शियसली जाके. मैम बहुत फायदा हुआ है इस चीज का. और अब मैं बाया हिप्नोथेरेपी, जो मेरी डिमांड थी शुरू से कि मेरे को हिप्नोथेरेपी की कुछ क्लासेस नहीं ली मैम, मैं पूरे लर्निंग मोड में ही हूँ तब से, मेरा टूटा नहीं है वो.
पता है.
ड्रीम एनालिसिस मेरा चल रहा है. जो जो चीजें आप 2 क्लासेस होती थी हमारी हफ्ते में, लेकिन मैं पूरे वीक पढ़ती थी. और अभी भी मैम मेरा सीवीटी, मैं बैक से मेरी ट्रेनिंग चल रही है डायरेक्ट बैक इंस्टीट्यूट से. बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है मैम. वो स्टार्टिंग दिसंबर से था, 23 दिसंबर से था. और अभी भी मैं, आपने मुझे बहुत एक नया विजन दिया मैम. और अब बस मेरे को हिप्नोथेरेपी बाया अब एनएलपी जाना. मेरी सीट पहले ही बुक हो चुकी है मैम, बहुत पहले बुक हो चुकी थी तभी से. थैंक यू सो मच
पता है
मैम.
शैली.
थैंक यू
थैंक यू सो मच. एंड ये अप्रिसिएशन मुझे नहीं है, आपको देना है, क्योंकि see we will learn lot of things और उसको कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करना है, इट्स डिपेंड्स ऑन कंप्लीटली ऑन आवर हैंड्स. ये तो आपका अप्रिसिएशन है, और मुझे भी बहुत मैं भी आपको थैंकफुल रहूंगी, क्योंकि आपने इतना कमेंट्स दिया है सेशन में. और मुझे पता है वो पूरा टीम बैच में हमेशा कमेंट्स मिलता ही रहता था. वी एंजॉयड अ लॉट. थैंक यू सो मच. ऐश्वर्या भी हंस रही है.
मैम. इस बार हम अपना ग्रुप बना के ही रहेंगे.
Sure. Shanky, you are saying something?
Yeah, I was just asking a question कि जो like you told some positions, तो anger अगर हमें आ रहा है या दूसरे को आ रहा है, so how can we मतलब उसको डिफ्यूज कैसे कर सकते हैं, किस पोजीशन से? लाइक रिलैक्स पोजीशन जो आपने बताया था अभी, वो कैसे था, वो रिलैक्स कैसे करना, एक बार दोबारा दिखा देंगे कैसे रिलैक्स करने के लिए बोला था आपने?
Right. Anger management में देखिए, you have to observe your physiology. I mean your body observations. So what I said, in any kind of emotion, your body plays a very important role. Your body communicate lot of things. So while you are getting angry, your body posture changes first, and then only you'll get angry. Because there is a lot of theory behind it. So I'll just tell you a little bit. So when you get an angry, right? So your angry doesn't start from here. It starts from your spinal cord, from your nervous system, right? It starts from your spinal cord, and from there it passes to your amygdala, is lower part of your brain, where it's in storage of your emotions. It creates your emotions, right? And then you'll get angry. So in this gap, your when emotions are started, your body starts shows some changes in your body. So if you start observing your body changes, definitely everybody has different kind of body changes. Somebody change their posture, somebody has their neck pain, somebody has shoulder pain, somebody has back pain, somebody has uneasiness to sit in the chair. There are a lot of changes. Once you start observing those changes, right? The first thing you have to start observations, and the second thing, whatever the feasible way you like to change, so you feel comfortable. For me, I stretch my hands, because most of the time, as I said, I'm an introvert. Usually in the beginning I used to fold my hands. So it is very uncomfortable for me. So whenever I feel uncomfortable, I just fold my hands like this and I'll sit. So this is my posture. So I use my technique using stretching my hands so that it get relaxed to me. So depending on your body language, you can change or you can control your anger at that moment. Right? But as I said, you can't dismiss it. You can't dismiss it. You can balance it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Immediately you can't dismiss anything. It's a slow process. So starting you will balance it, and slowly you will stop responding to your anger. That is a process. On the initial basis, it's not an instant solution. Like everybody feels that whatever the technique we use, it will reflect you immediately. No, as I said, the information whatever you're taking, if it keep on repeating and repeating and repeating, it becomes a stronger image in your brain. And then whenever this emotion raises, your brain says, no, you can't respond, because you already started sending the information that I don't want to respond. So it takes some time. Then you stop responding. So then you're not avoiding, or you're not dismissing, or nor you're deviating. You're not responding to it. So the initial basis, you will balance, you will learn how to balance, and then you will start not to respond. This is the process. Shanky, did I clear your doubt or
Yes. Okay.
anything?
Yeah. I was just thinking this NLP will, this will help us in removing our fear, anger, anxiety,
Yes,
these things.
absolutely. NLP will help you to remove your fear and anxiety phobia. There is a techniques in phobia, especially fear and phobia in NLP. It is mainly useful for that only.
So is it
And
okay to
that's
remove, is it okay to remove all fear completely?
yes, completely. You can remove your fear.
मैम हम इस पे इंसोमेनिया पे भी काम करेंगे ना?
Huh. NLP will be used in any kind of issues. It's not just for only one kind of challenge. You can be used in anything.
ADHD and OCD types also.
Any kind of behavioral techniques.
Okay.
You're on mute, Abira.
Yeah, thank you. Regarding this, can I add one more question? Like, is it effective for the teenage adolescents problem like they have at this time?
Yes,
Like
you can.
anger management, then anxiety problems are there actually. So I'm finding
Anxiety, ADHD,
panic
behavioral
attacks.
issues, panic attacks, fear, phobia,
Yeah,
right?
So
and low self-esteem,
yeah,
anything, depressions,
so it will
any
be
kind
effective.
of problems, it will be effective.
Okay.
You can implement in on any age group. Even I mentioned this in the session. You
Okay.
can implement even for the children, for the adolescents, for the elder people, even for the older people also, old
Okay.
age people also.
Old age people, yeah. So this is very, I mean, I am finding, which I was about to say, like, thank you so much for this insight. A bit of a thing I knew only the name and all, but today I found that there's much more to learn, to go
Yeah,
inside deeper.
right. It's
Yeah, I
much
look
more to
forward.
learn in NLP.
And
It's just an introduction, just what we have given about NLP.
yeah, it's
But there is
constant learning.
yes, it's a constant learning, as well as we can say every language. I mean, whatever we have done these
Hmm.
activities today in this webinar is related to
Yeah.
each one of the techniques.
Okay.
I just gave you that activities here because that's a part of course,
Model. Okay.
but more course. But I have designed for you people in the webinar in the form of activities, so that
Yeah.
you will understand how you can change or concentrate, focus,
Hmm.
right? How you
Okay.
can change your communication model, how can change your physiology, right? All this comes under NLP.
So there are dimensions, different dimensions, how
Different
we,
dimensions.
yeah.
So in simple terms, I can say from your five senses, all the five senses you can cut down. So you
Hmm.
will work on your visual, you will work on auditory, you will work on touch, you will work on smell, you will work on olfactory. So
Hmm.
all the five senses you will be working in NLP. And we know we are existing in this world only because of five senses.
Language
Without
means,
those sense,
okay.
language, yeah.
Language means all
Because
sorts of language, like not only the I mean, literal language what we use. It is about
no,
body language also.
lang language, yes. Language is all about how do you, what kind of words do you use, what
Communicate.
kind of tone you
Okay.
maintain, right?
Hmm.
What kind of pitch you maintain,
Okay.
what
Yeah.
is the how, what kind of module do you change your voice? It all depends, right? It's
Yeah.
all that you learn.
Thank you.
No problem, Avira.
It's
So,
such a
any
big.
questions?
Yeah.
You're saying something, Abira?
No, I'm just telling you. Thank you. It's such a nice experience to learn and to,
Thank you so
yeah.
much.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम इसका क्लासेस
Okay.
क्या कितने होंगे और क्या इसका कॉस्टिंग क्या है इसके बारे में डिटेल कुछ नहीं बताया।
हनुमंत, आप लोग एकेडमिक कोऑर्डिनेटर से कांटेक्ट कीजिए, सब लोग आपको मिल जाएगा पूरा इन्फॉर्मेशन कि कैसे एनरोल करना है, टाइमिंग्स क्या
Yeah,
होता
so
है।
ma'am, I have shared the link on the group also in the chat box. So for more information, आप भी form fill up कर सकते हैं, so that our counselor will get back to you. So if you want, I can send it again on the chat box. People who are interested can fill this form and get a detailed program, because we have a program of 2 months intensive training on NLP, which is of 2 months. So it's a very beneficial program. So anyone who is interested can fill this form and get in touch with
And
us.
so we can assure you that we have designed this course with a lot of material, activities, and with a lot of subject. And though, and few people know here how we design these courses already. They have learned here, Shaili, Ashwaya, and they all know.
मैम कैन दे शेयर देयर एक्सपीरियंस अबाउट, मतलब आप वो अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर कर सकते हैं क्या कि उनको जो उन्होंने क्लास किया है तो उनको क्या फायदा हुआ है या नहीं।
आप, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया हनुमंत,
नहीं
आप
नहीं
रिपीट।
मैम, मैं बोल रहा था कि कैंडिडेट जिन्होंने आपका क्लास अटेंड किया हुआ है या क्लास किया हुआ है उनका क्या एक्सपीरियंस है वो सुनना चाह रहे हैं।
शैली जी प्रकाश डालिए कृपया करके।
मैं प्रकाश डालूं?
Ma'am, just a minute. I'll just interrupt, and I have to move out. So it was a very
Sure, sure.
great experience. So I'll just take leave, and it was a great experience. I look forward to learn or again interact with you all. So
Thank you so much, Abira. Nice meeting you.
thank you
Take
so
care.
much. Same here.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you and bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Yeah, पिछले क्लास में आई थिंक शैली एंड ऐश्वर्या.
हाँ मैम ऐश्वर्या मेरे से भी सीनियर है और वो उससे भी पहले बहुत सारी थेरेपी सीख चुकी थी और मैंने दिसंबर में ज्वाइन किया था. मैं सबको बता दूं मैं बेसिकली एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट हूँ और मैं 0 पे आई थी मैम के पास. मुझे साइकोथेरेपीज बिल्कुल नहीं आती थी. मैं रिहेबिलिटेशन साइकोलॉजिस्ट थी बट मेरे पास पेशेंट जो आते थे वो क्लिनिकल पेशेंट आते थे. तो 0 से स्टार्ट था. साइकोथेरेपीज होती क्या है और जो कोर स्किल्स थे या जो छोटी छोटी चीजें मुझे मैडम से मिली सीखने के लिए, मैम उनको क्या बोलेंगे कोर स्किल्स को, और
डीप लर्निंग और डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग कोर स्किल्स
जो बहुत हाँ उसको ऐसे ही कह सकते हैं कि डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो मुझे मिली है और जो मुझे सीखने के लिए मिला है उससे मेरे को पेशेंट को देखने के लिए या पेशेंट को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए या खुद को समझने के लिए, क्योंकि सारे प्रैक्टिकल सबसे पहले हमने खुद के ऊपर किए थे मैम. सारी थेरेपीज हमने अपने खुद के ऊपर डाली थी. साइकोडायनेमिक से स्टार्ट की थी हमने और खुद से प्रैक्टिकल के करके खुद को इम्प्रूव करते हुए फिर पेशेंट को देखना स्टार्ट किया था. तो मेरे लिए मेरा खुद का इम्प्रूवमेंट बहुत अच्छा था. मैं एक बहुत लंबे समय के बाद साइकोलॉजी से जुड़ी थी और यहाँ पे आपसे मैम मेरे को जो सीखने को मिला था वो सबसे पहले खुद का जो खाली हुआ इतना टाइम था उसको फिल किया मैंने इन 2 महीनों में. बहुत सारी अंग्रेजी के शब्द सीखे क्योंकि साइकोलॉजी में सब कुछ अब इंग्लिश में है. आपने मुझे हिंदी में बहुत अच्छे से समझाया मैम हर चीज को. फिर मैंने वो इंग्लिश में कन्वर्ट किया. तो एक पूरा चेंज हुआ है लाइफ का, एक विजन चेंज हुआ है और एक बहुत बड़ा सहारा मिला है मैम कि मैं खुद को तो कर ही रही हूँ, साथ साथ मैं जितने पेशेंट्स को देखती हूँ या जिनको मैं हेल्प कर पाती हूँ, वो थेरेपीज होती हैं, वो बहुत सारे सेशंस होते हैं, बहुत सारी टेक्निक्स हैं जो आपने दी हैं, लेकिन उनको साइकोलॉजी में कन्वर्ट करके डालना मेरे को बहुत 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 ग्रेट फीलिंग है मैम मेरे लिए. और एनएलपी सीखना तो मेरा एक सपना ही था मैम.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya. She is from psychology background. Aishwarya, I think you are from psychology background, but you are a learner, right?
I was from a medical background. I changed my field to psychology.
मैम ऐश्वर्या डेंटिस्ट है.
Yeah.
Right. तो आपका एक्सपीरियंस ऐश्वर्या, आप कैसे थे?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Jyoti.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, now I am in one place, so I can talk. Traveling with you, ma'am. So
thank you so much, Jyoti.
मैम ज्योति मैम मेरी टीचर है.
Oh. No, ma'am. I'm learner now here. I'm not a teacher. We all are learner here. Shally, we are learner here. हम लोग सब यहाँ सीख रहे हैं. मैम मैं क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट हूँ और मानव विकास कॉलेज में असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर हूँ. तो यहाँ मैं यस मैम, यहाँ मैं सारे बिहेवियरल इंटरवेंशन, सारे साइकोलॉजिकल असेसमेंट और जो हमारे बीएड डीएड के स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं उनको टीच करती हूँ. और इससे पहले भी मैंने पीजीडीआरपी कोर्स वगैरह बच्चों को पढ़ाया, एमफिल स्टूडेंट को पढ़ाया है, जिसमें से एक बैच की स्टूडेंट शैली है जो कह रहे हैं कि मेरी स्टूडेंट है. और मुझे ऐसे लर्न करना बहुत पसंद है मैम. मैं क्लासेस अटेंड करती रहती हूँ. अपडेट रहना है, मुझे चीजें सीखना है, क्योंकि हम लोग इतने अच्छे फील्ड से हैं तो हमें सबकी हेल्प करनी है, तो अपने को भी अपडेट करना है, खुद को भी ग्रो करना है, अपनी फील्ड में ग्रो करना है. बस दैट्स इट. इसीलिए मैंने जैसे शैली ने मुझे सेंड किया, मैंने बोला नहीं इसको छोड़ना नहीं है, चाहे हम जो भी वर्क कर रहे हैं इसको पढ़ना तो है, सीखना है, चाहे ट्रैवलिंग में हो या कुछ भी हो, मिस नहीं करना है. थैंक यू सो मच मैम. वंडरफुल सेशन था मैम.
Thank you so much. And nice meeting you, Jyoti.
ज्योति मैम ये ना जस्ट कहना चाहिए फ्रेमवर्क भी नहीं है. जब मैम पढ़ाती हैं तो एक एक चीज का एक एक सेशन होता है मैम, बहुत डीप नॉलेज, बहुत ज्यादा डीप नॉलेज होता है। ये तो मैम मुझे लग रहा था मैम कैसे समेट रही हैं, मैम नहीं समेट पाती हैं, बहुत डीप और बहुत मतलब 2 घंटे की क्लास होती है, वो हमारी 3-3 घंटे तक क्लासेस चली जाती है मैम। और मैम यूएसए में है, मैम के लिए रात में 2-3 बजते हैं और हम यहाँ दिन में सीखते हैं।
थैंक यू शैली, थैंक यू सो मच। आपका फीडबैक तो मैं जिंदगी भर नहीं भूल जाऊंगी। आपने इतना इनपुट डालते हैं, थैंक यू सो मच।
मैम इट्स रियलिटी।
थैंक यू सो मच। सो होप गाइस सब लोग आपने एंजॉय किया सेशन को, एंड मीट यू सून, टेक केयर। So if any information regarding joining the course of NLP, you can you can fill the form as well, and you can contact our academic counselor. They will guide you from all the process.
So I have shared the link again. If people want the link, I have sent it again. So you can fill this form to get a call back so that we can explain you in detail that what all it covers in the program or how it will benefit. So thank you so much, ma'am, Funny ma'am. Thank you, Shelly
so
ma'am,
much. Thank you
Aishwarya,
so much.
everyone who have participated in a very energetic way. We appreciate that.
Thank you, ICS, for this wonderful webinar and all the.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya. So it's because of you people, the audience is always there, and artist will be only appraised by the audience only. So we are just giving service and learning to the people. That's it. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Have a
ma'am.
happy
Bye,
weekend.
ma'am.
Bye bye.
मैम मिलते हैं, बहुत जल्दी मिलते हैं मैम। बाय
अभी एक
मैम।
ही हफ्ता बाकी है, मिलेंगे।
यस मैम, यस मैम। बाय मैम, टेक केयर मैम।
Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye.
बाय
Thank you,
ऐश्वर्या,
ma'am. Thank
बाय
you.
एवरीवन।
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.